Welcome back to Living in the High Desert. Angelica Bonilla here with Excellence Real Estate and the Bonilla Group. So today we're going to go tour the Wellness Center, which is the homeless shelter that they built here in Old Town, Victorville. Okay, so I want to take you through on D Street. So I want to start showing you the area right as soon as we go under the bridge. So I'm probably going to play some music or some kind of voiceover, okay? Because I'm going to roll down the window so you guys can kind of see the area of where the homeless shelter is located. Because, I mean, it is here located in Old Town Victorville on the other side of the train tracks. So, let's see what you guys think, okay? I wonder how it's going to look. Okay, so today it opened December 8th, and I got on the tour for today, okay, at 4:30, and I'm kind of excited to go see. I guess the first person is going to move in today as well, but that's what the email said that I received today. And I mean, I can't wait to see what's happening in Old Town with the Wellness Center and the shelter. Man, I hope this, I mean, I know that they got, what I was reading, that they got $28 million from a grant from California, okay, to build this center, this wellness center. And I'm like, damn, they needed that much money to build it. I mean, let's see how it looks, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this little drive from D Street to get to the Wellness Center, okay? So let's see what you guys think about it. So it's on that side of the tracks. The window's kind of dirty, but maybe I could put it here. So I'm waiting out here at the wellness center. They're gonna start the tour pretty soon, and we're gonna be able to see all of the buildings. They're gonna tell us what they're offering to, or the services that they're gonna be offering. Okay, so I'm in the parking. I'm right outside. The park is right there, which they're fixing that park too. I mean, they're working on the playground right there. And this is my little group of people that were waiting for the tour to start.
Alright, let's roll. Good morning, guys. Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, awesome.
Hey.
Come on in. Yeah, so this is the City Victorville Wellness Center. Okay. This point of entry here that you guys just came through is the only point of entry in the entire campus. So, and obviously that door over there. But in terms of the flow, when clients come in, they will actually come in through this door, and then for everyone, not just clients, but anyone can come in through this door, and then they go through a security check, and there's a metal detector, so that we know that there will be a metal detector. There isn't currently, but that's what will be on the other side of this, and then they will come in, and so this campus right here, this part is the buildings, okay, the social service buildings, and then on the other side, on the outside of the campus, is where all the pods are, where everyone will be staying. Okay. By the way, just to introduce myself, I'm Sean. I am the CEO of Simba Center, which is the organization providing all of the wraparound services. So we provide medical services, recuperative care, mental health, case management, housing navigation, all the services that really are important to get the client back on their feet. And then another organization, Hope of the Mission, will be providing the shelter operation. So hiring the security, providing food, maintenance of the facility, sanitation, client orientation when they move in, and so that's kind of the backstory of or that's kind of all the services that are provided. First I'll take you into the medical clinic. So this building right here is the medical clinic. And that's something that we're really proud of, is that this campus not only has head on in privacy, but it has a on-site medical clinic, services in the lobby, commercial kitchen, recreational space, and also care for animals. The home key funding that the city was rewarded.
The medical clinic.
This is the medical clinic, yeah.
Department of Housing and Community Development. And essentially, what it gives is upfront costs.
Can you hold the door? Can you? Thank you so much.
Yeah. So you guys can feel free to check out the rooms. They're fully staffed with functional equipment, ready-to equipment. So there's 3 exam rooms, and then there's a 4th that we can use as well for like a consultation room. And the important thing about this is every client that comes in, we do a medical and mental health evaluation to determine their need, their level of need, and support that they're going to require. The other thing that this facility is used is we also use it for the community, for people who don't have access to health insurance. So anyone who's uninsured from the community can come here and get services for free.
Wow.
Without having to, and we've actually been providing that service for about 4 years in the high desert, but we've been doing it out of not official clinic buildings. We've been doing it at churches, at other shelters, and just encouraging people to come if they want services. But now people that have been, we have a patient panel of about 1,000 uninsured high desert residents that we provide care for, and now they finally have a facility that's kind of up to regular standards. So this would be the typical clinic that you or I would go to, and so we're excited about this. And all the way down the hall, if you guys are going to go that way, there's 3 exam rooms identical to the one here. And then on the right there is like a lab room where we'll have a refrigerator where we'll store our vaccines and insulin. Yeah, please go ahead inside. You guys can go inside the rooms, check them out.
Go ahead.
Feel free.
Go.
Sorry. Some of the rooms are locked. We don't have all the keys yet. And we're starting to, supply. So we have our supplies in that. Right there. So we're supplying this fully with all of our stuff.
Nice. They're nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's great. By the way, the construction for all of this, if any of you guys are interested in it, there's an organization called Connect Homes, and they actually construct. They build stuff. Stuff is the best word I have. They build stuff and then they transport it and then they lay it down and then connect it like a puzzle piece. So this clinic was not built here, and none of the buildings were built here. It was built somewhere else and brought here and then puzzle pieced together. Even the buildings that are bigger, you can kind of tell the pods when you go around. It's like, oh, yeah, I could see this could have been built somewhere else. But even this building was built in sections and then connected. So really interesting. The electricians were telling me that it was a nightmare, which makes sense. But hey, we're here and the lights work and everything is on. So, and then that room in the back left is the provider office. So our nurse practitioner, one of our providers will be there, and then there's another provider office back this way. Any questions about the clinic?
So nurse practitioner, but there'll be doctors too.
Yeah, so we have a doctor, we have a medical director who oversees, and then we have nurse practitioners who provide care. And one's a family nurse practitioner and one's a psychiatric nurse practitioner. So that's really helpful because we see a lot of schizophrenia and bipolar disorder with the population. So it's important that they get medication for those specific disease, the conditions. And then for the other side, we have therapists. So we have licensed marriage and family therapists on site. And this is also a training space as well. So we have professionals from Azusa Pacific, Victor Valley College, Loma Linda, Western University, all training in this facility. And not just on the medical and mental health side, but also on the case manager and social worker side. So we have social work trainees coming from UMass, I think it's called Brighton, their campus down in Riverside, and then Cal Baptist as well. So yeah, it's a training ground for people to learn how to provide care in under-resourced settings. And I think a lot of our students and trainees come away with a breadth of experience and really understand a little bit more about this population and what it takes to provide care for them. And it's complex, no doubt about it. It's not easy, but I think a lot of people gain an appreciation for the work. Any other questions about the medical side of things?
Could they have ongoing care here? Or are you
great question.
Trying to get them over to DVH or other
providers? So good question. We've found that the resources in the county are limited in terms of, especially Department of Behavioral Health. So our goal is to maintain care while they're, so say someone is at the facility and they don't have to, they choose to have our organization be their primary care provider. When they leave, they can maintain this clinic, even if they don't live here. They can maintain their therapist, and we also want to maintain the case management too to prevent recidivism. So if someone comes in this facility and finds housing, we have a contract with IEHP, the health plan, as long as they have IEHP, which most of them do, or they get it when they come in here. Then we have a contract to support providing ongoing case management services for up to 6 months after they move in somewhere, do weekly or bi-weekly check-ins, talk about how the job's going, talk to the landlord, see if there's any challenges that the client is having, make sure there's no holes in the wall, right? Because then our program's goal is to also work with those landlords too, because the landlords, people that own property, if they're going to be invested in our program and understand what we're doing, we need to talk to them, right? They're just as much our client as the client we're serving, because if we don't cater to them, then they're not going to support our program and allow clients to move into their houses. So we are going to be working a lot on developing that. And so that's what that funding is for, is to continue engaging with landlords and people that are interested in allowing either our clients to sign leases, but some of them have really bad credit. So our goal is to actually master lease like homes. So like a 5-bedroom home, it's in our name, and then we can move whoever we want into it, and the client doesn't have to worry about credit. and then that way, 4 people can move into a space, pay less. That comes with its own challenges too. So there's no perfect solution, but we're trying to figure out what's best for everyone. So this is the medical side. The next building I'm going to take you guys to is the support services building, where a lot of the case management and just really the office space is. So if you guys, any other questions, by the way, sorry about this specific space. No? Okay, cool. Yeah, let's go out this door here, and then we're going to walk straight into the building on the right from there.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
The past 3 years, the surprising part of this whole process is we didn't realize.
We're going to the services building now. It's amazing. Thank you. Oh, it's nice and warm in here.
You guys can all the way in if you want. Yep. Oh, it's warm in this room. Wow, I'm gonna stay in here. All right, you guys can actually go all the way. It's open. Yep, perfect. Quick. All right, so this space here is our case manager kind of home base. So each of our case managers will have about 10 to 12 case managers. So this facility will hold up, as far as we think right now, we have 170. Yeah, so all these, these are our friends, these pups. This is Simba and Nala, we've named them. There's Simba and Nala, there's Nala, there she is. So we have our dogs running around, but these pods, as you start to take a look at them, that is where the clients will be living for the time that they're here. And so with 170 plus clients, and you have about 10 to 12 case managers, then it's about a caseload of 15 to 20 people roughly for that group, and their focus is going to be helping the client to get whatever resources they need to achieve their goals. So part of our intake process is learning where are they and where do they want to go, right? Some people, I was telling a gentleman earlier, some people have been on the street for 30 years and they don't have an ID, they don't have Social Security, they lost a Social Security card. So starting from the bottom, taking them to the DMV, taking them to the Social Security office, everything that it takes to get them what they need. And other people, they may have just lost a job and they a month ago got evicted, and they've been living in their car, they have some of their stuff, maybe some of their stuff's in a storage unit and they're paying the last money they have on that storage unit. And so our role in that case would be to support the person in getting a job. So we have Goodwill has a jobs training program, and so we work with Goodwill, who will be coming on site here to provide those services. We also have Chase Bank has a community side of their, obviously their bank. It does financial literacy training. So Chase Bank will be coming in twice a month to do financial literacy training for them. And a lot of what we're doing here with the case managers is helping the clients, especially those who've been on the street for an extended period of time, which is most of them, is life skills. Huge thing. Conflict resolution, life skills, coaching. They do a lot of that work. This is kind of their station to do a lot of that, document and take notes, because we have a documentation system kind of like a medical record. So even if it's not medically related, we are still documenting all of that so that we can really understand what all the work that everyone's doing, and there's communication across all these things, except for the mental health side. As some of you know, mental health notes are separate and are not to be viewed by everyone, but other things are for people to see. This space in here, we're going to be using it for sitting at a computer so that the clients can actually use them and apply for jobs or whatever they would want to do with the computer to look up for the purposes of their progress. And then back this hallway is all just offices, so really not too much to see back there, except for the conference room is really cool actually. So all these offices have 2 desks. You got office here. And this is where a lot of my staff will be stationed. So in here, we have a wellness services manager, we have a wellness services director,
where they're gonna do all the services.
Then we have some case manager leads that are going to
Conference rooms over here.
this space. And then, yeah, I think this is actually one of the best rooms in the facility, based on the view, kind of the view of the front. It's got 3 windows. There'll be a TV, there'll be a TV, a really, actually that big TV that's out there. Meetings and so this space will be a space that we use for what we call MDT meetings, so multidisciplinary team meetings, where we will talk about some of the more challenging clients. Maybe someone's been here. So the goal obviously is for them not to stay. It's not permanent housing. The goal is to help them to move on from here. And so the goal is to have them, from when they come in to when they leave, is 6 months max. Because some legalities with if you're at a place for longer than 6 months, it's your permanent residence, which is not the goal of this facility. So we meet weekly about the clients that maybe have been here for 5 months and aren't making much progress. Well, what's the plan for those clients, or for any of the clients that a case manager is having a challenge with on progress? And so we come together, not just the case managers, but the medical team, the mental health team, social workers. Everyone sits around and tries to provide their expertise from their perspective about the client and really work through those challenges. So I love this room. It's, as you can see, it's kind of like front facing. They're gonna put blinds here, so it's not just gonna be all open, because as you can imagine, it get really hot in the summer with the sun coming in. But yeah, this is the support service building, and yeah, just kind of more office space for us to provide the services.
Can I ask,
Yeah.
have you staffed out? You have all
We
of
have.
these case managers hired?
Yeah, so we've been operating at the interim. So there's an interim wellness center.
Yeah.
That's been operating for about a year or 2 years over by the George Air Force Base, over in the kind of abandoned areas, if you guys have been over there. But yeah, we have the staff that they've been over there, and we just have not had enough space, so this will be awesome. We're super excited to move in. The staff are just ecstatic. I founded this organization 4 years ago, and I had yet to have an office, so I finally have an office. And at I've been giving any space that there is, I try to give it to our staff who are actually working with the clients directly. And it's just gonna be cool for everyone to have their own space to work, but then also to come together. You know, a lot of limited space is a challenge we've been dealing with, and this facility is gonna provide all that we need. Yeah,
Nice.
that's a good question. Any other questions?
When will it be fully operational?
Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday's the move. So we have 85 people that are currently in the facility now, interim site, that will be moving here. So it's not going to be one at a time. It's like all 1 day move. And we're sectioning them out right into different like 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. But that's the plan. And since we won't be at full capacity, we'll be pretty much starting to take in new clients within the next few days after Tuesday. So yeah, they kind of, all this is happening very soon. The city doing the ribbon cutting and all this stuff today, and the move-in is happening all next week. Yeah. So we're super excited about that.
So at your current facility,
Yeah.
what is your average as far as how long somebody needs to stay at the facility before they're able to move on?
Yeah, that's a good question. So same 6 months, but some people have been staying longer, primarily because of the operators. Not all there were operators that were there before us that didn't have the same professional experience. So when it comes to case management and helping people navigate and kind of work with this population, it really requires someone who has a skill level that's beyond like a peer support specialist, right? Peer supports are great. They can help clients and navigate the system, but in a different way, we want to make sure that they're getting the resources they need. And so if the resources aren't there, then the clients don't make progress and end up staying longer than we'd like. So there actually have been clients that have been staying at that facility for like 1.5 years. And they end up kind of just being there and not having a plan. It tends to be a few people that really there's tends to be challenges with to get services, undocumented. The immigrants, those are very challenging folks to get services. Just because there's not much available, it's hard. They can't get jobs, right? Because they don't have they wouldn't be able to. An employer wouldn't be able to do I-9 documents on them to be legal. And then the elderly population. We're having a lot of seniors falling into homelessness. Super sad, but not much you can do because most populations, veterans, domestic violence, transitional age youth. There's like tracks that you can help people with. There's money out there to provide services for them. But we have people falling into homelessness, that had to sell their house because they couldn't pay their property taxes, and and then they paid for a 1-bedroom apartment, but we know how expensive that is, and so there's some populations that are just kind of there, and they're there because there's not really anywhere else for them to go. So we're running into a lot of challenges, which is why we're talking about mass releasing homes and kind of helping people move in. And that's one of the big fundraising ideas that we have, is to try to support clients in matching funds. So if they save a certain amount of funds, that we will match as an organization to help them with the first and last month's rent and down payment and that kind of thing. So anyway, if you're interested in supporting that, it's something we're going to be putting out soon. Because we really want to provide permanent supportive housing in addition to this, because that's not what this is. It's just short term. But we do want to help people move on from here and get back to some normalcy. Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, for sure.
Just 2 things that I know some of our homeless clients: dogs and vehicles.
Oh yeah, good question. Yeah, so the dogs, there's a kennel here on site. Yeah, we have a kennel. 1 dog per person though, so that's, again, you try to accommodate everybody, but you can't in reality. I think I'm a little behind on the tour, so, but yeah, so there's one dog per person or pet, kennel in the back, which we're going to visit, and then vehicles. Yeah, so parking is the appliance here, and as you can imagine, as you can see, I don't know if you guys saw, there's not much parking here actually, but there's a lot in the park. So we're allowed to park in the park because, well, it's the city's building and it's a city park, so they said that the code is allowing us to use the park to park for the facility. So yeah. All right, guys, let's move on. Actually, I don't even know. Hey guys, we're gonna go this way. Yep. Out the other door. And so as you can see, there's kind of exits everywhere. This is the place we just walked out of. So if you guys want to go straight through those double doors right there. Yep. Gonna hit up the cafeteria.
Oh, we're going to the cafeteria next. So there's a courtyard again.
The whole key finding that the city was rewarding
The services building and the cafeteria. Thank you.
All right, so this is our commercial kitchen. Everything, if you guys want to move to the window here, you can see that this is a fully functioning commercial kitchen. We've got a walk-in freezer. Everything you would need to be able to provide, quality meals, and that's the goal. One of the things, as a healthcare professional myself, when I first started providing services to unhoused individuals, I was, when you have a patient with diabetes and you're trying to tell them to eat healthy and not eat carbs, but then all of the homeless service providers are feeding everyone pizza and spaghetti and lasagna and bread, donuts every morning, because Krispy Kreme gives free donuts every morning. To anyone who does homeless services, and so they'll give it out for free. So obviously that's not the worst thing, but there's better options for people. So this is going to be an amazing opportunity. Hope of the Mission, who's the other organization serving on this campus, will actually be they have a chef like a corporate chef that they've hired for all their facilities, and then they have cooks and sous chefs that work here to actually make a quality menu that's affordable, that will fill the budget for providing meals, 3 meals a day to each client. Meal times, well, outside of meal times, there, if you look at these walls, you can see there's dividers here. So you can actually divide this room into 3. So outside of meal times, these rooms are going to be used for having groups, whether they are therapy groups, financial literacy training groups, meetings with clients, meetings with staff. We'll be able to use this space for more meeting space. We have people from the community looking to come in and provide services. So some people want to do art and do work and do art with the clients. There's a lot of different opportunities, and so this is where a lot of that can happen. And yeah, they kind of did a cool, really cool mural back here, focusing on kind of the branding of Route 66 here in Victorville and discovering your route to wellness. So that's actually what we're calling our main program, Route to Wellness, which is kind of a roadmap that outlines what the clients need to do and how they can get to the next step of their recovery in whichever way, depending on everyone's situation is different. But so there's certain things that people need to be able to support themselves with that we can help them with, and so that's. So we're going to take left. All right, so this is the quad area.
The mural. I don't know if you can see it, but we'll come back.
Yeah, this is the quad area. I love this space. We actually used it for the ribbon cutting this morning, so there's a stage over there.
I understand this young lady, she's telling me that you did the units.
All chairs running through here. Obviously, this is kind of a nice little deck space. Hopefully, we can put some games here, cornhole or something, and some chairs. Kind of a nice little space. Basketball court, half court. I love basketball. I'm actually planning on buying some basketballs tomorrow and bringing them out here and getting them for the clients. There's a pickleball court right here too. And pickleball is big right now. And then over back behind the basketball court, that area, that's going to be a community garden. So we're going to do a community garden. A lot of, for those, there's a lot of therapy opportunities there. A lot of ways that clients can take ownership is through gardens. So we really like that concept. And then right here's the laundry.
And the laundry.
Right here.
Look at that basketball court. This is the kitchen. They even have their own laundry. Look at that. Pretty big. Their own laundry room. Basketball court. These are the housing. The sun is setting. desk and a bed. Good size.
Right here. So on the other side of each of these is a bathrooms area. So the bathrooms are over here.
So you'll have to walk outside.
Yes. Yes. Yep, restrooms are here. Some of the rooms
The room's open.
have bathrooms inside of them. And those are the people that we're removing. Those people, so the family units will have bathrooms in them, and the recruitment care, which is the high medical need clients, will have bathrooms. Yes. Yeah, they're also bigger. They have bathrooms inside of them. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And then so pretty much the whole campus, as you walk around,
This is the room, guys. They all have a window, a desk, a bed, and storage. So imagine living in this. I mean, not bad. It's beautiful. Where somebody can feel safe, warm. What a great job. This is one of the pods. And they all have a door. They all have a combo. They all have a key lock.
And then, the staff for the mission will be doing basically it's 24/7, so no one's left here on their own. So there's going to be wellness checks randomly throughout the day. You don't want it to be like that, but sometimes we get rumors that someone has something like, meth, initial cow on site, or drugs, alcohol, weapons, and so we search for those type of things if we ever think that they may be here somehow. There's totally potential, as you can imagine. We know that a lot of folks that are unhoused live right over here. So hey, throw something over the fence. There's totally, that's one of the things that I'm managing. There's going to be cameras though that are being put up all over this place. That's what those poles are for. Cameras will be on all of those ends, pointing in all different directions. So we just, at the same time, we want to provide the clients with autonomy, but at the same time,
They're gonna have cameras all over.
For people who are truly looking to, get better. And that's the part of low barrier too. It's the challenges. You have people coming in, and at the point in their recovery process, they're just looking for a bed, place to eat. But then other people are at the point at their journey where they're ready to go, and you have those two groups kind of in one space, and so that creates a lot of challenges, and that's one of the things that we're having to deal with. And the alternative though is a very strict program, but then you end up with no clients, right? And so that's why we kind of adopted this approach. Yeah, so we can get as many people off the street and housed as possible. Yes.
Is there a curfew?
Yes. So curfew is 10 o'clock, and there are specific rules about if you are gone for more than 24 hours, you lose your bed, or things like that. We haven't quite nailed those down yet, but that's kind of the idea. It's if you're gone for a certain amount of time, then you have to redo an intake process to come in. You can't just kind of stay, leave your stuff here, and then never come back, or come back in a week and say, oh, I was just out of town, which sometimes that happens, right? But there are often times where people will just leave, go back on the street, use most of the time is what we see, and then they come back and want to stay, and we say, hey, we got to talk about that, and are you just coming in here and staying in here, and have a conversation about that with them. So there's a lot of gray area, a lot.
I know you mentioned that you guys choose mental health.
Yeah. So we have substance use disorder counselors, and then we also do medically assisted treatment too.
Is it like an
Yeah. So we're not like a MAT MAT treatment, but we will either refer them to a MAT program if it's specific to a program that requires that to get the medication. But for other medications that don't require that licensure, we can do that here. Yeah. Awesome. Any other questions, guys?
You said
Yeah.
no 290 registrants are allowed.
Yeah.
Are there any other populations that unfortunately you cannot allow to be here?
Yeah, the only one is, we try to look at violent criminal history, and the rate, like how long ago that was. And
What about arson?
Arson is okay, because most of the time arson is just starting a fire because they're cold, and they get cited for that, as you guys know.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So we deal with that a lot. Yeah.
People who like are currently on probation, parole, things like that.
They can come in. Probation officers can come in. They can list it says their place of residence, or however that works, and then they know the parole officer knows when to visit them. All of those folks are allowed in. Even people have had histories of felonies. They've served their time and they're here.
But a recent violent crime
Yeah,
would be a problem.
it's a gray area. I mean, if we look at it, there was a homicide that was 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years, 10 years. I don't know. It gets a little. Kind of look at that and case by case, but there's no like hard and fast rule.
And are you guys reading code enforcement?
Yeah. So that's what I was mentioning to you, and that's the challenge, is that our group is working closely with them to double check. So for example, code enforcement gives us one. Code enforcement gives us one answer about a client, and then we talk to the sheriff's department, and they give us another. We're like, okay, which one is correct? Which one? So that's when we do some extra digging. If the code's like, I don't think this client meets criteria, I'm like, why? And they say, well, this. And the sheriff looks it up, and it's like, oh, that was, there was some record that code wasn't looking at, and the sheriff, I don't know the details. But then you guys are talking about potential like record exposure. Like, that could be huge for them. If we could talk with something like that, we could look at that, and then even get things expunged that, don't need to be there, then we can bring them in, right? So that could be totally something that we should support with on that side. But yeah, the code enforcement thing is interesting, because a lot of the challenges that are going on, in my opinion at least, is that code enforcement is enforcing the code, and rightfully so. You have people that own land here, right? They own land in the city of Victorville, and they don't want people on their land. I mean, that's totally reasonable. And people live in encampments, and they have these, they hoard stuff, and now there's 10 people living in a place, and they have a little community. Code enforcement will, go into that camp and say, hey, in 30 days we're going to clean this whole area, and there's going to be a whole cleanup. What we're going to start doing is going out with them and providing those people resources for those 30 days, so that they don't, because it always happens, they're told, but then, people are on drugs, and the day comes faster than they think it does, and not all their stuff is gone.
Or they're holding somebody else's property.
Yeah, exactly. There's it's complicated, there's a lot going on, so we want to be able to kind of get our trained folks in there and really like assess what's going on, and the nature of whatever encampment or facility that they've or community that they've created, and try to identify the need and really resolve it, and not just go in and kind of like tear down spots, but then ultimately encourage people, hey, like, this is an opportunity for you, right? So it goes both ways. So that's kind of the idea. But let's get in. I know it's cold.
So these are all the restrooms. So all the pods are going to be like this. Wow. The view from here is pretty crazy. And they're going to have kennels for their people to have dogs, because I guess they can have one dog. They're all the pods where everybody's gonna be living.
Gordon.
Gordon.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so Gordon is here. So he's the one that created all of this facility.
With a big team. Yeah.
With a
No.
big-
But, I helped out.
You
So,
helped out.
yeah.
Okay, so what did your company do for?
Yeah, we built, I guess, 170 beds here. So I guess 110 rooms.
Yeah.
And 10,000 square feet of community building, which have things like a commercial kitchen, cafeteria, classrooms, OSH-pod clinic.
Yeah.
You probably saw that. Wellness center, recuperative care center. Just an incredible series of resources that is, maybe a little bit first of its kind in terms of, using non-congregate units that sort of spread out into the landscape in such a nice way like they do here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really, really unique site where, these small sleeping rooms have immediate access to the outdoors, and it's just such a nice,
That is true.
it's just such a nice relationship. Like, we're here in California, we're lucky enough to be here in California. Those little sleeping units, they have close to floor to ceiling glass on both sides of the unit, so a small unit, when you're inside of it, feels much, much larger because you're connected to the outdoors.
That's true.
And that's, and light and air and all of that good stuff. So
Yeah.
it's just incredible to, even in a building like this, to sort of like make it feel very open and connect to the mountains and connect to the great trees and the trail that's out there. So it's just been incredible. Thank you so much.
You did a great job. You and your team did a great job.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for touring and having me.
Okay, all right, thank you. So this is the cafeteria. So there's a mural on the wall. I don't know if you could see it. It says Route 66 and rocks on it. State-of-the-art kitchen here. With they're gonna have a chef that's gonna cater to the people that live here, like he said. So like people that have diabetes, or if they have something that they're dealing with, they're gonna have that type of meal plan for them. I mean, it's a really great facility. I'm impressed. Okay, they went beyond my expectations for sure. Really great facility. So I hope that you enjoyed all of the information that we were able to share here at the Wellness Center in Victorville, California. All right, guys, it was a great experience, a lot of great information, and I'm so happy that the community is going to be able to enjoy and take advantage of this space. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Essentially, what it gives is upfront costs that will fund most of the construction. At the same time that the home key funding became available, we had already started getting a jump start on tackling our homeless issues in Victorville. We then found a site, we started drawing up plans, and really used our community, our homeless Homeless Solutions Task Force to get insight on what we really need to be part of this campus. Part of what limits people from accepting shelter is the fact that it's congregate. In most traditional settings, they're in a large auditorium setting, where this funding source was specific to providing non-congregate settings where everyone has their own.
This is where they come. People are going to be able to come in through. He said there was only one entrance in and out. That's pretty cool.
Come up with a framework with 2 operators who will operate hand in hand on site. We have our wellness service operator just in the center, running all of the
I need mine.
services.
I need mine. They left me behind on my tour.
Operator that we're excited to start working with. They will be providing all of the shelter operations. I'm just so proud. Nice to
We're getting a little gift.
Thank you so much, Scott.
They were walking so fast. I was just like, you know what? It's okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep up.
And it's a bigger campus than you think.
It is.
Like up and down.
Yeah, it was barely big. Really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us probably till January, I think, till they.
How long have you been in the community? Been here for 11 years?
That'd be great if
Pretty sure.
I was in public education for 22 years.
Oh, okay.
So there's lots of homeless kids, lots of homeless students, you know, the struggles they addressed, they've addressed almost all of us.
Yeah.
And have all these wraparound services.
Yeah.
That's just wonderful.
Thank you. Nice meeting you too. We'll maybe
Bye.
see you back here doing stuff. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
There you go.
Thank you.
It's a little key.
Ah, thank you. Thank you, Scott. Great job. Oh, they gave me a little key to Victorville. Look at that. I put it in my card. What great information. Great community. Man, great job, Victorville. They really did use their funds wisely, if I can say so. It's a beautiful campus. Amazing. It's pretty dark outside now. Like the front of it. And the park is pretty bright. Pretty dark now. So like you were saying, that they're going to be able to park in that parking there and in the park and over here. It's pretty dark. I don't know why the lights are not on. Maybe the timer's not set. People are still waiting to tour.